Hold on a second. Oh, we've got a not responding. Oh, boy. I don't know if it's going out or not. All right, we are live on the Coach Eli television network, and I will explain what just happened a second ago in just a few minutes here. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight on this beautiful, amazing Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this later on the replay, whenever you're watching it, please stick around. There's going to be lots of great replay value on this stream. The entire stream will have great replay value, whether you're watching it live, later tonight, or down the road. So please, don't think just because it's a live stream replay, you may be watching down the road, that there's no value. There's tremendous value. But before we get to all of that, let me first of all make sure that everything is rolling smoothly now. The YouTube notification has gone out. I'm going to check and make sure that YouTube is rolling smoothly. So please, don't think just because it's a live stream. Okay, it's working. Let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure everything is rolling smoothly, and it is. And it looks like Facebook crashed on me, so we are not going to be simulcasting on Facebook tonight, unfortunately. There's a time limit to start the streams within 10 minutes of the start time. I had a glitch, and I guess apparently I didn't restart it back in time. So unfortunately, we're only going to be on YouTube tonight and D Live. That's just the way it goes. I mean, I could probably add another stream real quick, but that's just going to take too much time. Gotta roll with the punches, right? And just keep on moving forward. Very briefly before I get to it here, what happened a second ago? Well, I multicast to 3 different places from OBS. I don't use a third-party multicast program like StreamYard or Restream.io or anything like that. I do it directly through OBS. There's an app where you can do it. Not an app, it's actually a plugin. They call it a plugin. And what happens is I start the YouTube stream first, like I would normally, and then I start my other 2 streams through this plugin, Facebook and D Live. And after I clicked on Facebook, that started, and then I clicked on D Live, my OBS froze. It was just a unfortunate glitch that just happens out of the blue sometimes, and had to restart OBS, and now everything is working except Facebook. I can't restart it for the reason I mentioned a little bit ago, but that's okay. No big deal. No big deal. I've always told people on Facebook that if they want to make sure they get everything, they need to come over on the YouTube side of things. If you're on D Live and you want to come on over to YouTube, it's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. That's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. And you'll never miss a darn thing. Let's just put it that way. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. Tonight, I have another very interesting topic. This is probably going to be one of the most interesting topics I've ever done, especially when it comes to dating, to modern world dating. So let's just get right to it, because I've got a bunch of things planned for this show, and I want to try to kind of wrap it up in about 2.5 hours. I hope I don't go to 3 hours. I do have some other things to do later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is at 8 p.m. Pacific, which is 11 p.m. Eastern. So let's just get right to it. The topic is dating in 2021 feels like a job interview, and women are the hiring managers. What a great name for a topic. Tell me that's not one of the best names for a topic you've seen. One more time. The topic is dating in 2021 feels like a job interview, and women are the hiring managers. I hate to admit it, but it's true. And I'm going to share more on why I feel it's true as the show goes on. So before I get to it here, let me just share how the show is going to go, and then I will check and see who's over on the or in the YouTube chat, and welcome some people here to the show. This is the way the show is going to go. I'm going to give a little prelude, as I always do. I'm going to share my thoughts regarding this, and then I'm going to share a couple of examples of women that I'm currently talking with that seem to be decent women, but are having difficulty in managing and balancing their work and their personal life. And so they try to do certain things to connect with guys that, at least for me, makes me feel like they're trying to arrange an interview with the way they're trying to set up, when they're available for a phone call. I'll explain more about what I mean by that in a second. And guys, you have to actually look at this from this perspective. You can't just automatically assume because a woman gives you her phone number that she's totally interested and she's going to, drop everything and make effort for you. Women typically only drop everything and make effort for guys that are at the top of their list. Like if they're talking to 5 or 10 guys, let's say they have like 100 or 200, people they're connected with on a dating app, right? And let's say they give out their number to like 5 guys, and they're chatting back and forth with 5 guys. They're going to prioritize those guys in accordance to who's at the top and who's at the bottom, right? And they're going to work their way down that list. So I'm going to explain to you in a second how to identify where you are at on that list and how to handle that situation. I'm going to show you the perfect example. I'm not going to show you. I'm going to read it from my phone because I didn't take any screenshots. I'd have to edit the phone number and all that stuff. And this show took quite a long time to prepare for anyway already, but you just have to see my beautiful face and hear my voice. I'll get to that in just a few minutes here. So let me check out the YouTube chat and see who's here right now. Lewis Fuller says, good afternoon. Lewis, it's evening, brother, and you're 2 hours ahead of me Central Time, bro. It's 8:17 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:17 p.m. Central Time in your neck of the woods, and 5:17 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here in my neck of the woods, the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area. Good evening to you, Lewis, as well. You just gave me a like. Thank you, Lewis. Are you here, Lewis, or did you just pop on by? I saw you earlier on Kenneth's stream. I believe it's Kenneth the Fam, right? He's a guy that we met through the Growth Stream community well over a year ago, almost 2 years ago. And I noticed he finally got monetized. Congratulations to Kenneth. It was great to see you on a stream earlier, brother. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you for sharing me out during that stream. I greatly appreciate it, brother. BBB2 is here. Hello, brother. Hello, chat. Welcome to the show, BBB2. How are you doing tonight? The Queen is here. Welcome, Queen. Queen, are you still around? I am back, Queen. I hope you noticed that I'm back. Let me know if you're still around when you get a moment. All right, so let's get right to it here. Okay. So again, the topic is dating in 2021 feels like a job interview, and women are the hiring managers. Whether you like it or not, guys, women are the hiring managers. Because it's up to them if they want to meet you. It's up to them if they want to continue seeing you after they meet you, right? And because nowadays, like I've been saying all along, women have a lot of options, right? They have a ton of options. It's going to be quite a task to stand out and beat out the competition. And I don't like to look at it as a competition, but it actually is. So how do you minimize your competition? How do you weed out those women that even if they give you their phone number, if you invest time to get to know them, it's never going to get anywhere. They may talk to you on the phone one time, and then, they may stop chatting with you. They may block you. They may ghost you, right? Or they may say, let's just meet and see how it goes, right? And then typically you'll meet a woman like that, and then it just doesn't go anywhere, right? whenever I hear a woman say, let's just meet and see where it goes, I don't meet women like that anymore. You know why? Because they're not really excited to meet me, right? You need to look at the level of excitement a woman has when she wants to meet you. The amount of communication that she gives you or sends you, if she texts you in the morning, good morning, and until you meet her, right? If she texts you, how long she takes to respond to your text replies, right? How long does it take to schedule a phone call with her from the point of her giving you her number? Like, if I got a woman's number today, are they open to talking with me tonight or by tomorrow at the latest? I can understand same day is sometimes not easy, but typically most people that have 24 hours notice can fit anything in. And women, whether they say they're busy or not, or no matter how busy they are, if they really want to fit you in, they're going to fit you in, right? So you have to look at that. You have to look at the level of excitement and how much do they go out of their way for you even before they meet you. You have to gauge that, guys. Why? Because they're talking to other guys that they may actually have a higher level of interest in, right? Now, that's not saying they're not attracted to you or they're not interested in you, right? But there are different levels. Like I mentioned a second ago, if you, let's say, a woman gave out her number to 5 guys, right? Let's say she got a couple hundred connections on a dating app. She gave her number to 5 guys, right? And you're one of those guys, right? And you're texting throughout the day to arrange a time to talk by phone, to hear each other's voices, and to see if you click enough to the point of where you feel it's worthy of meeting, right? Okay. But when you try to schedule that phone call, when you try to arrange that phone call, and it seems like the most impossible task on the planet, right? You have to look at that, right? And like I said a second ago, despite how busy women are, and women are busy nowadays because they're working just like men. Women are liberated, they're independent, they're working, they're making their own money, buying their own cars, their own homes. I get it. Women are busy, right? But no matter how busy anyone is, male or female, we all have time to balance in one person that we want to talk to on any given night, right? Day or night, and fit them in so we can get to know them and see if we can find that true love we're seeking, right? But if you try to balance in 2 people on a day, right, that makes it very difficult, right? You want to focus on the one you have the highest interest in, right? Like women will focus on the guy they have the highest interest in, and the guy that they have the second highest interest in, they're going to try to string you along, but not make it appear that way. So that way, if it doesn't work out with this other guy or something goes wrong, because sometimes you can have a phone conversation or meet once with a person or meet twice, and it doesn't work. So in essence, what these women are trying to do is put you on backup status, right? And to a certain extent that I don't like being on backup status, but there is one exception. There is one exception. How high are you up there on that backup status? If you're the first backup, you have a shot, right? But if you're the last backup, okay, you really don't have a shot, because in order to get to you, if you're number 5 backup or number 4 backup out of the 5 guys she's talking to one main guy, she likes it, right? She's got her first, second, third, and 4th backup. If you're the 4th backup, the 5th person on that list, the chances of you ever getting that chance are slim to none. Does that mean it's impossible? No, it's just slim to none, right? So let me do this. Where is he? I don't see him. What are you talking about, Queen? What are you talking about? Oh, no, it's just slim to none, right? So let me do this. I just checked YouTube to make sure you weren't talking about me. You said, where is he? I don't see him. Queen, refresh your browser or something. Are you saying you can't see me, or are you having issues? Because it's working. I had a little bit of a glitch at the beginning of the show. My apologies for that. So yeah, let me get to this texting conversation, and it's real interesting because this story has a twist. I was referring to Lewis. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just been popping in at the beginning of the streams, and then he hasn't really been around. No big deal. He's probably busy with family or doing something else. No problem. He shared us out, and he's doing his part, and we love Lewis. And come and go as you wish. No problem. But let's get to this particular lady. Here's the interesting thing. This lady does not remember me, but I remember her. I have communicated with this lady. I'm communicating with her now, and I have her number through this new app that I'm still not going to mention the app I'm using tonight. Sometime this week, I'll get to that. I'll keep you folks in suspense, okay? But in the days where I was single before I met my last girlfriend, my ex Dana, I was communicating with this woman. This was probably 4 to 5 years ago, something like that. I remember her face. I remember her body style. And now I'm beginning to remember her communication style. And I'm also remembering that the same thing that's happening right now is happening again 5 years later. Now, this woman is the same age as myself. She's 47 years old, okay? She's 47 years old. And on this app, it doesn't say if people are married or divorced. I mean, let me just double check real quick. Let me see here real quick. Let me see. Is she even still on my list? Is she still on my list? Let me look. Interesting. Oh yeah, I moved her to the hidden section. She's still there. Okay, so she is 47 years old, and on this app it doesn't tell you if she's ever been married, but I don't think she was from what I remember on that. She doesn't have any children. She's open to children at 47 years old, right? And this woman is I believe like a pediatrician, like a children's doctor, right? And so I was communicating with her through the app. I liked her photo. She reached out to me first. On this app, the man or the woman, once you connect, can send a message. It's not like Bumble, where women have to send a message first. She's like, "Hi, Eli. How's your weekend? I've been escaping the SF fog." I guess she lives in San Francisco, with day trips to Palo Alto and Marin. Marin's in the North Bay where my ex used to live, and Palo Alto is near where I live. Okay. I'm going to substitute ma'am for her name, obviously to protect the innocent. "Ma'am, my weekend is going quite well, and thanks for asking. It is great to connect with you. How's your weekend going? I like your attitude, style, and sense of humor that I gather from your profile. It would be nice to text you a bit throughout the day and then talk by phone later tonight if you are open to it. If that works for you, please send me your number and I'll text you off the app in a bit." All right, cool. She gets back to me pretty quickly. "Hey, Eli, thanks so much for your very nice message." The blushing emoji. "I'll be in this evening and available to chat from 6 p.m., from 6 to 9 p.m. She's giving me a window, right? "If you can try me talk soon. And she gives me her number. So listen to what she wrote there. She gave me a window from 6 to 9 p.m. And then she said, if you can try me. Remember what the topic of the stream is. Dating in 2021 feels like a job interview. And women are the hiring managers. Now, I'm not mad at this woman, and I'm not bitter, and I'm not saying she's a bad person. And maybe because of the field she's in, and, she's liberated and empowered woman, and, maybe she's just, used to doing more masculine energy type of tasks. I'm already beginning to feel whenever a woman gives you a window, I'm available between this time and this time, if you can try me. She's trying to schedule you into her black book, per se. We used to call it the black book. Now we have our phones, right? The contactless, right? She's trying to fit me into her black book because she's probably talking to many other guys, right? Or at least another guy she perceives as a better match for her, right? So I ended up texting her. I said, hey, ma'am, it's Eli from the app that I'm using. I'm not going to mention it yet. I got your message on the app and I wanted to text you so you have my number. I'm going to spend a little time with family tonight that lives nearby, and I should be back home right around 8 p.m. I will text you around 8 p.m. when I'm free, if that works for you, and call you shortly afterwards. If you're still available, I really appreciate how kind you seem to be, and I look forward to learning more about you. Enjoy the rest of this amazing day, and I'll talk with you soon. She's like, oh, thank you. I really look forward to chatting. Now, things ran late, so I wrote back to her. I said, hi, ma'am, I'm still with my family, and it's running later than expected. I'm not going to be home until after 9, and I know that's your bedtime. She had told me her bedtime was 9 or something like that. I can't remember how I got that. Are you free to talk another time this week? I'm pretty flexible, so just let me know what day and times work for you tomorrow or any other day of the week. I'm sorry we weren't able to connect tonight, but just know I'm genuinely interested. My intuition tells me there's something really special about you. Right? I was just, being a decent dude. At this point, I didn't really care because I can sense it. I can already sense what's happening from the very beginning, right? She gets back to me and says, hey, Eli, no worries at all. I'm glad that you're enjoying time with your family. Sorry to turn to Cinderella so early tonight, but I have a really complex surgery on a baby tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., so getting some good sleep to be ready for that. I understand that. I don't know if you have time during the day, but I'll probably finish surgery around 2 p.m. if you have a window and want to text me. I'm not going to talk to a woman during the day while she's at work and she gives me a small window just to fit me in, right? I don't like that. Guys, don't fall for that. Don't give women that. Don't give them that. That'll get you eliminated quick. And, it's basically you're giving them all the power, right? And it's not about a power struggle. It's about being respectful to each other, making time for each other, making effort, right? Otherwise, we'll find an evening later in the week. Have a relaxing rest of your evening. Talk soon. So I actually, I said, okay, whatever. I'll make an exception. I wrote back, tomorrow around 2 p.m. should work. I'm self-employed and can fit it in. Just text me when you are free and we can talk then. Your communication style is super attractive to me, as you don't just write 1 or 2 word responses. I actually do appreciate that, regardless of what happens. I really like how this is going so far and hope you do too. Good night, and I look forward to hearing your voice tomorrow. She wrote back and said, yes, I completely agree. I'm digging the vibe. Great. Okay. Looking forward to hearing your voice too. All right. So okay, that's perfect. We're on the same page, right? One step closer to the real world. And the crying out of laughter emoji that Queen likes to use a lot too, right? She goes, good night. But what happens? What happens with a woman like this from the very beginning, where she's trying to schedule me between 6 and 9, and, what else did she say? She said between 6 and 9, and give me a second here. Between 6 and 9, and if you can try me. I mean, you're a doctor for Christ's sake, and I get that you're not going to be formal all the time, but come on. If you can try me, or what about if you're available, or if that works for you, but if you can try me. When you say that, ma'am, you're coming off like, try me, and if I happen to be around or feel like talking with you, then I'll take your call, right? Now, maybe she wasn't trying to come off that way, but that's how it comes off. I'm already noticing that, based on what she's writing here in this aspect, she has someone that she has a higher level of interest in. Queen's out looking for trolls with the big googly eyes. Queen, you've done a great job lately. You've always done a great job here, Queen, and, we're pretty locked down here on this channel, so it's all good. But I like when you put those big eyes looking for trolls, Queen. So what happened? 12:46 p.m. This was Monday. I was supposed to talk at 2 o'clock Pacific time, 2 p.m. I made an exception. Hi, Eli. My surgery timing has changed, so I'm free from now until 1:20. I was in the middle of something, and I'm not going to change my schedule, even if I was free, I'm not going to do this. So I'm free from now until 1:20, but then I'm starting a longer case, so I'm not sure when I'll finish up. Surgeries don't change at the last minute. They're planned. Everything at a hospital is planned. This is bullshit. If you think this is bullshit, put a 1 in the chat. She got a better option she wanted to talk to during the time she was going to talk with me. Okay? Feel free to try me now, 1:20. If you're free otherwise, I'll text you later, but won't be free at 2 as planned. Thanks. So, you broke plans already and you bullshitted me now. That's the way it goes, though, nowadays. I wrote back, ma'am, I have a client in 5 minutes myself, so no worries and no rush. Please take care of business first, and we'll find time for each other later today, tomorrow, or sometime this week when it works for the both of us. I decided to play this one really cool, be real understanding, and just see how she reacts, right? Give her no reason to think I'm being angry or bitter or anything, or jaded or anything like that, which I'm not, but I'm not going to call her out. I'm going to let her play her card. I'm going to let her show her cards to me, even though I already know what they're going to be, right? I wrote, I am the most patient guy on the planet, so don't worry. I am not going anywhere and not getting lost in the abyss of this crazy dating app world. I gave her a little bit there, but not too much, so she gets the hint, like, I'm not going to be around forever. But I'm being understanding for now. I'm just not saying it directly to trigger a negative response from you. Okay? Gotta know how to communicate with women. I truly want to get to know you. Just text me later today, tonight, or tomorrow, whatever works for you. For now, have a great day and stay sweet. If you continue staying as sweet as you seem, you'll get the world from me. Talk with you soon. I threw that in there just to lay it on a little thick so she knows. Hey, if you continue to stay sweet to me and don't flex your muscles and act more masculine than feminine, you got a good guy here. If not, sayonara. But I'm not going to say it in that way, right? And then she loved that comment. You know, you can love comments from texting, right? So Monday at 3:59 p.m., she texts me out of the blue and says, Tag, you're it. I'm free from now until about 5:30 if you have time to chat. No, I was about to go live, run my business. You can't expect me to drop everything when your sweet ass is free all of a sudden. No. You say, hey, Eli, when are you free to talk? I happen to be free now at this time, if that works for you. Or we can talk another time. Now, she kind of wrote that in a different way. She wrote, Tag, you're it. I'm free from now until about 5:30 if you have time to chat. Thanks. But didn't say, if that doesn't work for you, maybe later tonight or tomorrow, we'll figure it out. When women don't offer a time to reschedule, that's lacking a high level of interest. Doesn't mean they're not interested. It means that they have a lower level of interest and they have a better option. Queen says 1. BBB2 says 1. Absolutely. I wrote back to her. It's about to go live. Hi, ma'am, again. I'm so sorry. I won't be free until 8 p.m. tonight. Still finishing my workday, and I have a few errands to run afterwards. If you have some time to talk briefly before you go to bed tonight, let me know. Also, let me know what is your bedtime on a Monday night. If tonight doesn't work, we can try again tomorrow. Just to be clear again, because of how this dating app world is so messed up, I shouldn't even say this, but I will because I feel you're being completely genuine with your interests as well. I do feel she's interested, but not at the highest level. She's got at least one other guy that she's talking with that has all her attention right now. And she's trying to work me around that guy. Okay? So with that said, let me know if later tonight after 8 p.m. works. And if not, are you okay with sometime tomorrow or another day this week that does? Here's the thing, guys. Women are going to give the 1 or 2 hours that they have before they go to sleep to talk on the phone with the guy that they're interested in the most. So it's not that this woman is not free after 8 p.m. because, or whatever, right? Or before bedtime. That time even for me, that time, I'm going to give that time to the woman I'm interested the most, right? So I understand. I get what she's doing here. She's trying to fit me in outside of the time that she talks with her main squeeze. Let's call it her main squeeze, right? You guys, you have to understand this. Like I said, a woman that if you are at the top of her list regarding interest of meeting you, possibly dating you, attraction, etc., she's going to give you prime time, which in my opinion, giving somebody prime time is 1 or 2 hours before you go to bed. It's in the evening. It's dark. It's more of a romantic feel, right? It's a time where you're relaxed and you have nothing else going on. When a woman tries to fit you in, when it's during her chaotic days, she's just trying to fit you in just to kind of keep you interested in case the main person doesn't work out, right? She gets back to me and says, no worries at all. I'll text you tonight if I have energy, but my day started at 5:30 a.m., so it's going to be an early night. Tomorrow or Wednesday evenings may work. She said evenings. I don't know what she meant. Maybe she added the plural by mistake. Let's just text in the evening and see how it goes. Have a good evening and talk soon. I wrote, and I threw it back at her because I'm not going to keep texting her. Sounds good. Just text me around 8 p.m. if you are still awake. If not, text me in the morning and we'll go from there. Keep smiling, ma'am. It will happen when the time is right. I appreciate your communication style. Enjoy your evening. You see, I'm letting her know in a subtle way that I know you have an interest for somebody else more than me. Maybe I'm a close second or third, right? So you're keeping me around because, yes, you are interested if your first or second choice doesn't pan out, right? Excuse me a second. Give me a second here. All right. So that's what's happening there, folks. So I've talked to this woman over 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, maybe close to 5 years ago, before I met my ex, Dana. And then when I look back, I remember, because I remember her picture. She's cute, doctor, I remember, but she doesn't remember me. You see, she doesn't remember me, or else she would have said, Eli, you look familiar, right? She never said that. Why? Because between that time, about 4 or 5 years ago, and now she's no longer on Match. She's on this new app, which, like I said, I'll reveal what app I'm using now later on during the week. I'll do a special show on that, maybe like a review. Now, And she obviously is single, right? And maybe she was dating someone for a little while. But what happened? What always happens? These women, they give the alpha chats, they give the most attractive guy a chance, and he ends up, the most physically attractive guy a chance, and he ends up taking advantage of her, or there's something else wrong with him, right? And then the good guys like me get put through the ringer, even 5 years later. Same thing, right? This is a woman that's single, never been married, has no kids, wants kids, attractive. She's a doctor, right? So where do you think this is going to go? She never actually texted me this morning. Didn't text me last night. Didn't text me this morning. I will probably either never hear from her again, or she may end up texting me and saying, Eli, I've decided that this is not a good fit. Why? Because she's got someone else. She's got someone else. Anyway. It's all good, Queen. Just know it's all good. You know what I'm saying. All right, so there was one other one that I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can find it here and give you an example. Here's another example of what women do, which makes it feel like an interview, right? There are those women that you try to get the number after a few messages because you just want to get to the phone as soon as possible. Then you have those women that want to, just talk with you through the app, right? Because maybe they're talking to the other guy by phone and they want to keep the other guys on the app in the meantime. It's just really, really weird. It's not weird. It's just, it feels so just fake. It just feels like a job interview, which is not an attractive thing. I don't want the process of getting to know someone to feel like a job interview. Now, to a certain extent, you can't help that because here's the thing. If you're going to connect with somebody and you're chatting through a dating app, you exchange numbers. If you don't get to the phone either by some point that day or at least some point the next day, it's done. Why? There are too many other options, right? And because there are so many other options, every single person, male or female, is going to have a top pick, and then there are going to be people that are second and third, right? So if a woman doesn't go to the phone with you within 1 to 2 days of communication, or is hesitant to give you her number because she says she wants to get to know you and feel a little more comfortable, understand you're not the top option. If you were, you'd have the number, you'd be on the phone, you'd be on your way to meeting, etc., right? So here's another woman. This woman is 42 years old. She's a little thick but fairly cute. 5'4", and seems pretty cool. So here's how our chat's been going. I initiated it when she connected. I said, "Hi, ma'am. It is nice to connect with you here. How's your day going, and what are you seeking on this app?" She's like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I am seeking a LTR. You?" And when women are like quick and they use LTR instead of long-term relationship, when they give the quick acronym responses and they don't take the time to write more than a few sentences or a few words, you know that you're not a top interest, or they're just really out seeking validation. I wrote, "Hello again, ma'am. I'm seeking the same. It is not easy to find nowadays, but I always have hope. Would you be open to talking by phone so we can get to know each other better? If so, please send me your number and I'll text you to arrange our call. I hope you are having a great day and I look forward to your response." Here's what she wrote back. Sure, I would be open to that, but let's talk here for a bit first. Too many robocalls. She spells two, T-O, instead of T-O-O. And while, I'm not going to hold off a grammar mistake or hold against a grammar mistake, which is what I'm trying to say, because some people make them accidentally, but I think this woman honestly made that, it wasn't a mistake for her. Too many robocalls, and it started after I gave someone my number here. So again, man, you gave one person your number, and you think you're getting robocalls because of this one person? No, ma'am. Robocalls happen whether you give out your number or not. Ma'am, you're BSing. You have a better option, and you want to keep it here until you decide on that better option or not. So here's what I wrote to her. Guys, you can't waste your time. I just ignore the robocalls, block them, and move on with my date. It's pretty simple, but everyone is different. Sure, we can send a few messages here before texting and talking on our regular phones. What would you like to know? She asks, what do you do for fun? Okay, I wrote, I enjoy hiking, nice dinners, nice drives, and weekend getaway trips with that special someone. How about you? She wrote back, all of that sounds awesome. So, man, you put zero effort into saying, I also love hiking, and I love hiking here. I love nice dinners. I like, this type of food. You're so overwhelmed, ma'am, and you have other options, at least one better option in your head than me. And so all you're responding with is, all of that sounds awesome. We're in a job interview here, folks. This is a job interview. Can you tell? Okay. I wrote, great. At this point, if these women are going to mess around with me and play their game, I'm going to use them for content. That's why I communicate with them. Quite frankly, most of these women, I would have cut off communication much sooner. But I keep on communicating with them because I want to use them for content, for educational purposes, to show you guys how to handle this crap, right? And why these women get away with this? Because most of you guys let them get away with this. You let them waste your time. Great. And you validate them. That's what they really want. Great. What else would you like to know before you feel comfortable talking and texting by phone? She's like, I work for special education. What do you do? I go, I do coaching. I can better explain in more detail when we talk by phone. Too much to write out here. Too much to write out and easier to understand when explained by voice. I'm trying to tactfully make her aware that this needs to get to the phone before we talk more, because now you're asking questions that require a detailed response, and I'm not going to sit here all day and type out paragraphs on this app. And she hasn't responded, and she probably won't, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you see how it's like a job interview, folks? Do you see? Women are managing their dating lives, whether it's online or offline. But because most people use online nowadays and dating apps, right? We'll refer to it as that. They're managing their dating life like a job interview. It's kind of like this. Let me mention this before I take my first break. We are at 43 minutes. Let me mention what it's kind of like, and then I'm going to come back, and I have 5 amazing Reddit postings to go over tonight. These are really good. You're going to want to see these, okay? And we're probably going to go 3 segments tonight again. I'm hoping to get it done in 2, but it's probably going to be 3, okay? So it's kind of like this. When you have a hiring manager at a corporation, typically it's the HR department, right? Or a department manager or whatever, right? Let's say the HR manager is the hiring manager, right? Okay. Let's just say she happens to be female for example purposes. There are male HR managers, but most people that enjoy doing HR type of work are women. But some men do too. But let's say it's a woman in this case, right? Okay. What happens when a company is looking to fill a prominent position? They want to hire the best person, right? In order to find the best person, they're going to accept applications. They're going to get hundreds, if not thousands of applications, right? And what are they going to do? They're going to sift through them and find the 10 best people out of that stack and offer them an interview. And they're going to interview all 10 of those people, and then they're going to pick one, right? They're going to pick the one they perceive to be the best fit for the job based on a whole bunch of criteria. Now, for a job, that's what you're supposed to do. But women are doing that in essence. Hear me out, guys, and gals too. So you understand what turns off a lot of men that understand this. The reason why you get away with this is because most men don't understand this. They're beta-mons, right? And they don't get this. But a guy like me understands this, okay? So when you take the analogy of the HR manager interviewing 10 people and only one gets the job, right? And it's based on a bunch of criteria. It's the same thing with these women on dating apps. They're the hiring manager, right? They're the hiring manager. And in essence, you're the guy trying to get the job, right? Right? So the woman is on a dating app. She swipes right on a bunch of guys that she's attracted to, right? Let's say it's a swipe right app like this one that also has a little bit of a profile aspect to it. And let's say she has 200 connections, right? Out of those 200 connections, she's going to give out her number, let's say, to 10 guys. She's going to narrow it down to 10, right? Right? And then what she's going to do is she's going to interview each one of those guys through many various methods. Some might be an online interview, a messaging interview through a texting app. Some guys will get the phone number and be a step above. I think when you get the phone number, you're a step above, but that still doesn't mean you're anywhere near getting the job, right? So let's say out of those 10 guys that she decides to communicate with, let's say, I think I said she gave her number out to 10. Let's say she gave her number out to 5 of those 10 guys. The other 5 she's talking through the app still, right? Okay. Now those 5 guys are above the other 5 guys, right? Now she's going to ask, she's going to see how these guys were, what they wrote, how they communicated, and she's going to communicate with the top guy and interview him first by phone and see how that goes. If it doesn't work well, then guess what? There are 4 guys with the phone number still left, and she's going to go to the next best suitor in her eyes, right? Do you understand how this is like an interview process? Now, if you get to the interview process, which you want to get to the phone and talk with the woman, right? Even at that point, it starts to sound like an interview. I've had many women tell me in the past, what is this, an interview? What is this, 20 questions? At this point is where I'm okay with it being like an interview process, because it actually is, right? At this point, if you're on the phone and you're investing voice-to-voice time for a half an hour or an hour, you should be asking questions. What does she like doing for fun? What does she do for a living? How important is family to her? Is her family nearby, right? You have any brothers or sisters, right? You want to ask those questions to see the type of person she is, right? To get a good feel and to see if she's open to answering them, because a healthy woman is going to answer those questions and she's going to ask you those questions. And 2 healthy people that want, the best shot of it working out when they meet in person are going to want to know all that, right? But then sometimes you get those women that even say, what is this, an interview? What is this, 20 questions? Well, you're damn right it's a damn interview at this point, right? I don't want it to come off that way, but I want to get to know you, right? And if you're not willing to discuss certain things, then what are you hiding, right? And like I've said in the past on other shows, on other videos, or within other videos, if a woman says, what is an interview? What is it, 20 questions? They are trying to hide something because they sense you getting close to figuring out a deal breaker, right? That they perceive you'd see as a deal breaker, right? But when they put their guard up and say, what is this, an interview? What is this, 20 questions? That's where I draw the line right there, because I know they're a bit closed off. And if they're a bit closed off about answering some simple questions to allow me to get to know the kind of person they are before I invest the time to doll myself up, put gas in my car, wash my car, do my beard, do all this stuff, right? And drive however far it is to meet her, I want to make sure that, she's as open and transparent and as good of a person as possible, right? So that's what happens, folks. That's what happens, folks. It's dating in 2021. It does feel like a job interview, and the women are the hiring managers, which is something, to be honest with you, as a man, it actually just turns me off. You know why? Because being a hiring manager is more masculine energy. Okay? If a woman looks at a relationship in a logical way, if she looks at it in a logical way and looks at all these criteria and expects a guy to check all these boxes, right, as part of the job interview dating process, right? That's overthinking it logically, right? Rather than just saying, hey, you seem like a cool guy. We've had a phone conversation. We have similar interests, right? Let's just hang out and see how it feels like to be around each other. The key word is feel. What's most important when you're meeting someone is how you feel around each other, right? Sure, you want to have your stuff together. You each want to have a good job, a car that's reliable, a place to live, right? All the basic stuff. But besides all of that, okay, nothing really matters besides how you feel about each other. So when women put logic into it, in my opinion, and make it an interview and make it where if you don't, if you don't qualify, if there isn't a check in every one of their boxes, then it's not going to work. That's a woman being logical and not being emotional. Because like I've always said, before I go on break here, let me say this to wrap up this first segment. Women are emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, and they reason with logic later. When they use logic initially to try to find the right dating match, they overthink things and they're not being themselves and they're out of their natural essence, which A, is unattractive to a masculine man like me because they're not behaving feminine, and B, they're meeting the wrong guys because it doesn't matter if a guy checks all their boxes. What matters the most is how two people feel around each other when they're together, right? How do they feel around each other, right? Think about that. All right. We are at 52 minutes. I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Oh, give me a second. Give me a second here. I just got I've already got a call scheduled for tonight with a woman, and now another woman that I was talking with the other day that took a few days to get back to me just sent me a message. This is how it happens, folks. It happens like I put myself into an overwhelming amount of matches purposefully because I wanted to see how women feel. I wanted to dive in as a man and be as overwhelmed with online dating as women are to see what it's like. And this woman, if I remember correctly, she's pretty cute. Let me check. Give me a second here. Oh my gosh. You know who it is? It was the woman I was talking about. Was it the woman I was talking about? No, it was a different one. I think I may have mentioned this woman the other day. I'm going to have to get back to her and reschedule it. So I have another I have another call for tonight. But we'll see how it goes. I'll get back to her in a little bit. All right, let's cue up some royalty-free YouTube music and take our first break. Let's see. What do I want to play? That's one. That's two. Yeah, let's make Queen happy again. Queen's been on the she's always on the ball, but she's been so supportive, and she's always here. You gotta take care of the people who take care of you, folks. That's just the way that I am. So, anyway, just need one more here. All right, music is all queued up. I'm gonna step away for probably like a 9 or 10 minute break right around there, and when we return, we're gonna get to we're gonna get to 5 Reddit postings, probably between 2 more segments. And this is what they're titled: "Dating is starting to feel like a job interview. Is online dating just extra steps?" That's from the subreddit Dating. Then, "Dating at 40 is more like a job interview," from the subreddit Shower Thoughts. The third one: "Why is online dating so popular? Because it's like a job interview to me." That's from the subreddit relationship_advice. And then the last 2, it's interesting. This 120-year-old man made the same posting in 2 forums. Okay? He did a CMV posting, which on Reddit, like I figured out the other day, stands for "Change My View. Dating is not worth it for many men. Why is dating so frustrating for men? I was initially drawn to the red pill because of frustrations in dating, and I need help getting out. Please change my view." Well, brother, listen, nothing wrong with being red pill, but you should be more purple pill than being completely red pill. See, it's one thing to have red pill knowledge, and another thing to be red pill. You should be purple pill, right in the middle. Keep your options open. You still want to date or possibly marry, women, but you want to do it with the caution and awareness of the red pill. So I get it. I'm going to change your view. I'm probably going to share the link to the stream in both of your postings, bro, so you can actually watch my response. And the same dude posted in the subreddit Dating Advice for Men, how to make dating easier for men. He changed a few words so he didn't get flagged for spam posting, but he put the same posting pretty much in 2 forums. It's quite interesting, and we'll get to that during the second and third parts of this show. So stick around. We'll be right back.
They don't see things the same.
Oh, man.
To walk like two out the
Then
door.
you have magic.
Then you have magic.
Yeah. Life is short, folks. You have to enjoy every moment, roll with the punches, and get some laughs every now and then at things that are just what they are. It is what it is. That's what I'm trying to say in other words. Sometimes it just is what it is. And you just navigate through it as best as possible. Let's stick around. I have a very interesting update here. Oh, boy. All right. The song is called Rainy Day by Matt Harris from the YouTube audio library. Before that was Otis McDonald and Magic Part 2. That's Queen's favorite song in the entire YouTube audio library. Mine is Ethan Mixell's Double Helix. I'll probably play that after the next break. Anyway, let's get right back to it. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/lifecoacheli. And unfortunately, which is what I'm trying to say, tonight I had some glitches and the Facebook simulcast canceled and is not working over there. But we are still broadcasting on D Live, and like I always say, you know, the main place I broadcast live is YouTube. So if you don't want to miss a single beat regarding any of my content, whether there are glitches or whether I exclusively broadcast out here during certain times or put out certain content out on YouTube exclusively, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Again, youtube.com/lifecoacheli, or just search at the YouTube search bar, Coach Eli, Elias Melas on the channel with over 4K subscribers. Subscribe, make sure you bang the bell, select all notifications so you're notified the moment I put out a piece of pre-recorded content or the moment I go live. Or you can even become a channel member. I have a monetized channel on YouTube. You can become a channel member and get more exclusive content not available to the general public. All right. Tonight we're discussing dating in 2021 feels like a job interview and women are the hiring managers. One more time. Dating in 2021 feels like a job interview and women are the hiring managers. Queen, do you like that topic? Queen, do you agree with me that today, in this modern world of women being liberated and being independent and working and making their own money, buying their own homes and cars, and they're so independent, they really, really don't need a man for anything, should they choose to not want a man? Well, if they want kids, they need our sperm, but they can go to sperm bank and get that. I keep saying that, you know, whenever I say this, men can go, or women can go to a sperm bank and get sperm and get artificially inseminated, right? But it still takes a man to go to the sperm bank or go down to the sperm bank and make a donation. Let's put it professionally, respectfully, and maturely, Queen, right? Queen says, yes, women are the hiring managers. Queen, do you think I like the fact that women are the hiring managers nowadays when it comes to dating? Queen, you know the answer. Queen, you know I have a lot of love for you like a sister, right? But honestly, do you think I like the fact that women are the hiring managers, or assume they're the hiring managers of dating nowadays? And I did a stream several days ago called Men Are Still the Prize in 2021. And nowadays, women are acting like they're the prize. And quite frankly, listen, this is not about men or women being the prize. It's not about men or women one-upping each other or trying to be better than the other. This is about equally understanding, appreciating, and respecting each other for who we are as men and women. Men are more masculine and women are more feminine. And that's what I appreciate about a woman. I appreciate the femininity of a woman. I have plenty of guy friends. That I can hang out with any time. And when I hang around with them, you know, there's a lot of masculine energy, right? Sometimes feminine energy. Some of my guy friends have some emotional moments and they act like a little girl, like a little female dog, right? but most of the time my friends are masculine, right? Why would I want to hang out with a woman that's behaving more masculine than feminine and trying to control everything, trying to think that she's the prize, trying to think that she's the hiring manager of her dating world, right? When that's not a natural part of a woman. The natural essence of a woman is feminine and emotional. Women respond to everything emotionally, like I always say, emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And what matters to a woman naturally and biologically the most over any amount of logic they can ever put out there is how they feel, right? So what matters more to a woman when they meet a guy, despite anything else, is how they feel about that guy when they land eyes on him, when they're around him, right? Okay? He could be a doctor. He could be the most gorgeous guy in the world. He could have the most amount of money in the world, best house, best car, everything, right? And be great on paper and look great in person. But it still is not good enough. What depends, or what matters the most to a woman, is how she feels about that guy in her presence. And nowadays, because of dating apps and unlimited options and many beta males that have ruined it for all the good guys, right? Because the beta males will just conform to women and further enable this behavior that women don't even realize is hurting them more than helping them, right? Anyway, enough of my rant. Queen Case says, yes, BBB2 says, good point, Coach. I don't think you like it at all. I don't. It depends on them. It's not trying to one-up each other, Queen or BBB2 or anyone else. It's about just trying to make a connection, an emotionally bonding, mentally stimulating, and physical connection between two people. Nothing else really matters if that's not there, right? So we ask, what do you do for a living, right? What kind of car do you drive? You own a home, or, what's your living situation like? We ask all these superficial questions, right? And even if that's all good, nothing else matters. All of that, doesn't matter until you meet in person and see how you feel around each other. That's the truth of the matter. Now, while I was on break, I got a message from a woman on this new app I'm using. This woman is 44 years old, and she's cute. She doesn't have any children. She wants children. She's 44. Ma'am, you better get down to business. You want to hook up? Not in just that way. She's a beautiful woman. For 44, she looks a lot younger. She looks like she's in her 30s. 5'3", probably about 115, 120 pounds at the most. And she, after, she liked my picture too, after I liked hers on this app, and we read each other's profile, she goes, haha, this was while I was on break at 6:16 p.m. Pacific time, 9:16 p.m. Eastern time. So literally 10, 11 minutes ago. Haha, you found me here too. I had to respond. I appreciate persistence, right? Now, I don't actually remember this woman. Maybe I kind of do. The face looks a little familiar, but her pictures are different. So if she used some pictures that she used on another app that I supposedly had talked to her on, which is what she's saying. So I asked her, what do you mean by I found you here too, LOL, right? And she gets back, she goes, on match 2, you sent me a message a while ago. So did I mention that she goes, you found me here too, I had to respond, I appreciate persistence. And then again I said, what do you mean by I found you here too, LOL? On match 2, you sent me a message a while ago. I said, cool. I'm busy at the moment, but I'll get back to you within a few hours. Looking forward to it. And she gives me a thumbs up. Here's the thing. Sometimes you never know what's going to work out. And see, women, let me tell you one thing I've also learned about what makes women comfortable. It's familiarity. You know what familiarity is? I've come across this guy before. I came across him on Match. And maybe he was a good guy. I was talking with him. He had a great profile, but I was talking with someone else I perceived and I thought was a better fit. Maybe was a little bit better looking. Maybe I figured he'd be a bit of a better man or better fit for me, but it didn't work out. And now this guy messages me on this new app, and I liked him, but he was my second choice. Now out of the blue, we're connected again years later on this app, and she remembered me. That's a good sign. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work. Who the hell knows? But I share this because this is how quick this online dating world works for women. Like, typically men are not this overwhelmed like I am. Like, I purposefully overwhelmed myself like on this new app. And quite frankly, I did swipe right on a lot of women that I was attracted to and liked the profiles, right? But I did it on purpose because I wanted to put myself, like I mentioned during the first part of the show, I wanted to put myself in a woman's shoes to see how overwhelming it is for them. And if it's this overwhelming for me, I can only imagine how overwhelming it is for them. So anyway, with that said, let's get on over to the browser screen here. Let's get to these Reddit postings. There it goes. It snapped on there. The first one is from the subreddit Dating. And it's titled, "Dating is starting to feel like a job interview. Is online dating just extra steps?" Great question. It's starting to feel like dating is the same as going for a job interview. You text at first on whatever app. That sounds good so far to me. Then you moved to the second phase 2 of interview on the phone where you talk. There you go. I preach the same thing. More texting, pictures. Last interview is when you meet. It seems to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, for women, they know the minute they meet you, whether it's on or not. Abso-freaking-lutely 100,000,000% correct. Why? Because the most important thing to a woman nowadays is physical attraction and a large spark of sexual attraction when you meet. You can be the perfect guy in every other way. You could have money. You could have a nice house, nice car, dress well, smell well, look good, and all that. And if she is not as close to, or if not 100% physically attracted to you and feels a large rush of sexual attraction as well, it's over. They know that within 3 seconds or less after laying eyes on you. They know that, right? I used to be like that, right? But I'm not like that anymore. Like, I honestly am not as picky as I used to be when I was younger. But women, all women nowadays, doesn't matter how old they are, because they have so many options, are extremely picky. So you're right here, dude. Okay? Just kind of sort of makes online dating have extra steps for just me. Well, here's the thing. You put in all this effort. You communicate, you trade pictures, you look the same way as your pictures, you text, you talk through the app, you talk on the phone, you're excited to meet, and then you meet, and immediately the woman doesn't just feel it in person. And you can tell when they don't feel it. If you're as intuitive as myself, you can tell when they don't feel it, right? When they feel it, they come up to you, they smile, they light up, they come give you a big hug, they hold you longer, right? You know. You can tell if you're as intuitive as myself. If you're as intuitive as myself, you can tell if a woman is into you the moment that she meets you or not. Let's go to the comments section. Yeah, pretty much. During a date, a woman actually asked me, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" Totally an interview. Well, that's not a bad question to ask, right? I've asked that question to women too, right? But I only ask that question when I feel the woman is not sharing much of herself. You see, here's the thing. When I get on a phone conversation with women, if it's flowing, if she's sweet, if she's talkative, but also lets me talk. Like, if we have an equal balance or an equally balanced conversation, then I'm not going to probably ask a question like that, because I'm going to be able to see that she's already got her stuff together, right? If a woman is just being herself and sharing about herself and allowing me to get to know her, there's no need to ask, where she sees herself in 5 years, because you know the type of woman she is, and you can highly assume correct what she's looking for. It's similar as you, right? some deleted person said, married to you, see yourself in 5 years. Where does she see herself in 5 years? Married to you. That's funny. Kind of soon to say that on the first date. That's true. It's a joke, obviously, but who asked that? I don't know. She was a weirdo. There's nothing wrong with asking that. It's just that people typically ask that when the person they're talking with is not open enough to allow the woman, or in my case, allow me, the man, to get to know her, right? In her case, this guy's not allowing her to get to know him. So she's asking that to try to open him up. It's a great question. You guys just don't get it. That's why you guys are sitting here in this forum just being angry and bitter, right? I don't know. She was a weirdo. No, she wasn't. She was asking a pretty fair question. And if she has to ask that question, it's telling me that this dude was not open enough with her, so she had to throw something out there to try to stir up some conversation or to get him to open up, right? So she can get to know him. No lie, that's kind of kinky. Job interview fantasy. Come on, guys. Look at these guys. God, man. Don't forget the application part. Sending that first message and hoping you hear back. That's true. That's why you have to send a lot of messages, right? I've got literally like over 80 conversations on this new app now, right? But I've probably sent, over the last couple weeks I've been on this app, I've probably liked and tried to connect with well over 1,000 women. Well over 1,000, maybe 1,500 or so. So, yeah. The guys that aren't getting a lot of messages, either A, look like crap or out of shape and, don't take good pictures and don't have a well-written profile, or you're just not, you're not going out there and clicking like or, trying to connect with many women or sending them a message first, right? If it's on an app that allows you to send a message. On this app I'm at, you have to like each other's pictures first, and then either one of you can initiate the conversation. Last one wouldn't look me in the eye the whole meal. She was super uncomfortable, it seemed to me. That's because she wasn't attracted to you, dude. She just was she was unhappy when she showed up because you didn't look the same as in your pictures. You probably catfished her. Women that are into you are going to gaze at you and be starstruck. When dating starts to feel like a job interview, then you're becoming too anxious and overthinking things. A constant strive for perfection and completion can do more harm than good sometimes. I like what this deleted guy said here, because that's exactly what women are doing when they're making it more of an interview and assuming they're the hiring manager. Very well stated there, dude. I couldn't have said it better myself. It seems to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, for women, they know the minute they meet you, whether it's on or not. They know if they want to have sex with you, not if they want to marry you. Here's a response to what the other guy wrote above. A good relationship is like a part-time job, so it makes sense to treat finding partners like a job interview. It kind of is like a job interview, but you cannot completely make it appear like one. Like when women try to schedule a phone call and try to fit you in while they're at work on break, like, no. I will only talk with women after 7 or 8 o'clock at night when they're home and they're settled and they're not going out anywhere else and they're not talking to anyone else. I'm going to put myself in the best possible position. And the women that make it difficult for me to talk with them during that time, it's telling me that they have a better option that they're talking with during that time. Even more important, and you put even again, you didn't have to say it again, but you did. You can hire pretty random people to flip burgers at McDonald's, but you don't want any random idiot to be living with you 24/7, making life decisions or raising kids. Who wouldn't agree with that, dude? The point I'm trying to make is the way that women are going about this is out of their natural essence. They're going about it in a logical way. Like the job interview strategy and women being the hiring managers, that's women exuding masculine energy and using logic to try to figure out what type of guy they want. There's no logic involved in it. For women, it's emotional. It's how they feel. So when I get a woman that's, trying to be overly logical with me about getting to know me and dating me, it's a turnoff, and I let her go. I'd phrase it as they know if they do not want to have sex with you, like if you're absolutely not their type, they'll shut the door right then. But if you're in the middle, not unattractive, but also not a visual panty melter, then the rest of it comes down to personality and comparability. Well, women have so many options nowadays that they're going to always be going for the guy they're most sexually attracted to at the same time as everything else, right? So if they're meeting you in person, it's because they already like your personality and how you are by talking with you on the phone and what you're writing through texting and all that. They already know that. In person, it's about one thing. They want to see if they're sexually attracted to you, if they're physically attracted to you, and there's a large spark of sexual attraction and a rush of sexual attraction that hits their mind. Guess us ugly guys need to put in a lot of work. Well, if you're going to call yourself ugly, dude, you can change that. Maybe you're overweight. Start going on a diet, lose weight. Okay? Take better care of yourself. Right? Do you want an ugly woman? So why do you think they would want an ugly man? I talk to them, text, send pictures. Everything seems great on both sides, but bam, as soon as we meet, it's an immediate shutdown. Maybe less edibles next time. That's because of two things. Number one, you're catfishing her. You do not look the same as you do in your pictures when you meet these women. Number two, your personality is different. You're giving off some vibe that's not you. Huh. Give me a second here. Yeah, my messages are going off the hook again tonight. Wow. I just want to find one and just be with one, because I'll tell you what, trying to find one and juggling all these women to filter out to the one, and you have to juggle them all because most of them are going to fall off, right? At some point. It's just draining. It's like I said before, it's like having a second job. It is a job. It really is. Sure, there are extra steps like setting up a profile and such, but the benefit is that you can rapidly review different people. If we are using the job metaphor, online dating is browsing through relevant jobs in your area and sending each other your resume with one click while meeting people in real life is like going to each job location and asking if they have any open positions. I said the same thing. I said the same thing earlier when I started off the show with my opening monologue. Yeah, that's how women are making it be nowadays, right? It doesn't need to be as structured as that. It's just about two people getting a good feeling for each other and meeting and having that same feeling in person. Because none of everything else or anything else that we have to bring to the table matters unless we feel something. We feel attraction for each other. That's the bottom line. I think if you ask in a sweet way, I have been happy to meet up with guys with very little texting and no phone call. Like if they have asked me if I wanted to have a short walk in the park to see if there would be any connection between us, and they have offered to come to a park not too far away from me. Obviously, I only said yes if I liked their pictures. So see, there you go. There's a woman saying that it's all about physical attraction first. There has to be physical attraction. If there's no physical attraction, nothing else matters. Physical attraction is nothing logical, ladies. It is a feeling, right? And with a man, it's not even logical to a man. Physical attraction to a man and a woman is not logical. It is an emotional feeling. It is how you feel about that person. Do you feel attraction? Do you feel that they're sexy, right? If you say, do you think they're sexy? Thinking something and feeling something are two different things. A feeling is an emotion. Thinking is logical. Told him he looks exactly like his picture. Cool. Dating has always been an interview process. It doesn't have to be boring, though, if both of you know how to do it correctly. I mean, two people who have never met are naturally going to ask questions to see if they're a fit. I agree with that. If you look at it that way, that's the way I like it. You talk, you get to know each other, right? You make it natural. You make it natural. Okay. Let's see. After 2 or 3 weeks of correspondence via texting, talking, pictures, it's at that first meeting face-to-face that they know, asking for a friend. Why even wait that long? I am going to get to the phone with a woman within 1 to 2 days, maybe 3 at the most. If it goes more than 3 days, then I put her on the back burner, right? And I don't communicate with her. Now, if I put somebody on the back burner, which is my version of the backup status that women do to guys all the time, then I'm not going to reach out to her. But if she reaches out to me down the road, then she's pursuing me. Then I'll say, hey, yeah, I'm still single. Let me know if you want to talk, and then we can meet, right? But if it goes more than 2 or 3 days where you're communicating and you don't get her number, or you get her number and she can't find time to talk with you, then you put her on the back burner, right? Like this woman that messaged me out of the blue, I was talking with her a few days ago, and she was supposed to get back to me yesterday. She didn't, but she got back to me today. It says she's free at 8 o'clock Pacific time. Now, she got back to me while I was live on the air. I'm going to get back to her when I'm done later and say, well, I've been hanging out. I'll tell her whatever, right? Whatever. I can tell her I was on the air, whatever, right? I was busy during this time. But if we can, arrange tomorrow at 8 o'clock, then I can keep my schedule clear. I really would like to get to know you. I just, had something else planned, and I was in the middle of something. I'm still in the middle of something right now. I just wanted to get back to you, right? If she's really interested, she'll make it work. Now, the main woman I'm going to be talking with tonight just got back to me and said, sounds good. I asked her for her name because she used her initial, like some women do on the app, right? And she gets back to me and says, sounds good. I sleep around 10. Looking forward to talking to you too. Or with me, right? But that's okay. I get it. And then she gave me her name. And this woman, she's really, really cute. She seems really nice too. But that's how a lot of them appear initially. She is 42 years old, 5'1". She's probably 510 pounds. She has children and is open to having children. And I'm actually glad that she has children. You know why? Because that means she's not one of those women in her 40s that's never been married and has no kids. So she's been open to taking chances in the past, which means she's open to taking chances again. Like I said before, the women that are single, never been married, and have no kids, in their 40s, they're attractive, they have a good job, they make good money. It never works out. No one's ever good enough for them. And I've chalked it up primarily to they have some underlying issue that probably stems back to the way they were raised or a bad experience they had with a guy in their younger days that they haven't gotten over, right? That's why I'm actually glad this woman has children. Guys, women in their 40s having children is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's the ones that don't have kids or never been married that you should be worried about because they've been too afraid to take a chance to have any of that. And any normal, natural woman would want that even long before that. So I got 2 women that want to talk with me at 8 o'clock tonight. Now I'm overwhelmed, right? And I'm actually going to pick the one that reached out to me first. I'm not trying to pick one over the other. They both seem decent. But this other one that I was talking to days ago, got back to me to schedule a call. After this new woman I met today, we connected, and she wanted to talk tonight. Just the way it goes, guys. Just the way it goes, guys and gals. For me, it is for sure when we meet face to face, even if we had nice conversations over text, that doesn't matter. If I don't feel attracted when we meet, the best you can do to avoid a girl from losing interest after meeting up is to be sure your pictures are true to how you look. Yes, they should be flattering, but they should not be deceiving. I agree. That's what you guys are doing. You guys are catfishing these women because you know they wouldn't talk with you online if you showed them your current real pictures. So then you're getting the date based off of past pictures when you were in better shape or younger, right? And then you show up and you wonder why there's no chemistry? Come on, guys. Yes, online was always a screen before the actual meet. Some people actually like Zoom dating. They say it's a time saver. If you click, it works. If not, it's easier to move on. But all these computer apps are a screen to what people are searching for, physical and emotional intimacy. That closeness can't be replaced with anything online. We all need it or we die when we are babies. Amen. All right. So let me go through one more here before I take another break. We are at 1 hour and 40 minutes. Let me check out the YouTube chat. Specialized Cycling Club. Hey, Coach and Queen, how you doing, bro? Paul Simmons, Coach, may not be these women's father, but he has no issue being their daddy. Well, I get what you mean by that, bro. But women that are into the daddy-daughter fetish, that's not a healthy woman, in my opinion. I mean, to each its own, right? But those women that have the daddy-daughter fetish, that's what gives them their thrill, right? So they would not get the same thrill from a real relationship. I'm just not into the daddy-daughter thing. No. Anyway. This next posting is from the subreddit Shower Thoughts. Dating at 40 is more like a job interview. And I guess, I don't know if there was a posting there or it was just a title stated to trigger a response off the title because there's nothing written below the title for the original poster. But let's go to the comments. Older Redditor here. I hate you for being so true. Have an effing upvote. Dating at 40 is more like a job interview. It's like a job interview at any age right now. It is. It's okay. You'll get that call back one day. Username checks out. Single dad of 3 here. I gave up after the last one followed me to my house and asked my kids if they wanted a new mommy. 3rd date for coffee. Have my upvote, jerk. Oh, man. And this is a woman responding. That may be the scariest thing I've ever heard. That's a stalker, right? You get stalked once, and whether you're a man or a woman, it makes you jaded from trusting anyone else in the online dating world, right? The deleted person is back. Man, that's probably the largest red flag ever. What did you say to her after that? Here's what the dude said. His name is Senator Larry Laffer. That's not his real name. Laffer. Great spelling. It's funny. Something to the effect of, get the fuck away from my children right now or I will drop you where you stand. Only reason I knew she was there was because I heard my daughter outside crying in the front yard. She waited until I went inside and sent the babysitter away. I was a Marine for over a decade. Pretty sure the average glitter in my eye was what made her run for the hills. Oh, that's classic, man. We all have our stories, man. Oh, God. Like I said, women are emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. I guess, maybe this guy hooked up with her, had one night, didn't work out, now she's stalking him. She's reacting emotionally based on how she's feeling, right? Well, that's normal for women to react emotionally. It's not normal to be a stalker. But anyway. Let me see here. Single dad of 4. We only have 3 choices when dating. Don't mention the kids or you'll scare them off. Not true. Some women, a lot of women are open to kids if you have kids. Mention the kids and find out she's desperate to be a mother and will immediately start talking about marriage. Find one that has as many kids as you and contemplate Mormonism or create the Brady Bunch, right? Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls, right? All of them had hair of gold like their mother, the youngest one in curls, right? Then here's a story of a man named Brady who was busy with 3 boys of his own. They were 4 men living all together, yet they were all alone, right? Till the one day when the lady met this fella, and they knew that it was much more than a hunch, right? That this group must somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch, right? This is like a Brady Bunch situation here, right? I bet Queen's laughing her head off right now in the chat. Queen says, Paul, that's not nice to say. Eli is nobody's father. I don't think he was saying it to me. I think he was saying it in general, Queen. But yeah, I'm not into those kind of fetishes. I'm all about, real, true, genuine, loving, caring, everlasting relationships. None of that weird, freaky, weird stuff, right? But to each its own, right? Queen, did you like my Brady Bunch rendition based on the nature of the last comment on this Reddit forum? Senator Larry Lapper again says, preach, brother. Also, kind of jealous of your numbers. Wish I had one more so I can pair them off against each other. One of my best friends is Mormon. If it wasn't for the special underpants, I would be more on board. I can tell you how many times I've heard we have to see if we're compatible first. When a woman says that, don't go on the date with her. When a woman says we have to see how it is in person, right? That's a given. A woman that's saying that, there's like a 99.9% chance she's going to eliminate you, right? A woman that feels attraction from you and believes your pictures are real, likes your pictures, likes your conversation, is going to be, I can't wait to see you. God, you seem like so much fun. When can we get together, right? When you hear these women say, we'll have to see if we're compatible, that's women trying to look at it logically. They're using, put it to you this way, guys. The moment a woman starts to make your communication or dating in general logical, that's it. You move on. Because that's her being more in her masculine essence than feminine essence, and it's not going to work. That's what I've seen. So how much you making? So much truth. I'm 29. It starts way before 40, and I completely agree. I'm 27 here. I kind of like it, though. No games, no faking on my part anyway. Just sit down, interview, and go separate ways if it's not a match. No hassle necessary. Why am I still single? Because, dude, like I'm saying, this is what you guys don't get. If women look at meeting you or getting to know you as an interview, that's them using logic instead of how they feel when they see you, right? They don't ask how much money I have saved at a job interview. Yep, 29 here too. As an average-looking dude with 2 kids, he put if, but I think he meant to say is rough out here. Been single a bit over 8 months, had 3 dates. Not sure if I'm getting pickier or less concerned about being single. No, what's happening, dude, is you're realizing how women are and what they really look for, and you're beginning to pick up on when they're really interested in you or not, and you're not going on dates with women that say certain things, like I've been mentioned in this forum, that more than likely are going to not let them see you as physically attractive or attractive when you meet them. You're basically getting wiser. Your intuition is getting stronger. You're becoming instinctual, and you know how to respond based on your past experiences. Good job, bro. I'm going to actually give this guy a big round of applause for that, because that's exactly what I teach. That's why I'm here, right? And that's as far as I'm going to go on this Reddit. When I get back, we're going to go over this one here from the subreddit Relationship Advice. Why is online dating so popular? Because it's like a job interview to me. And then there are the last two are going to have the same posting, so it's not going to take too long to go through. Change my view. Dating is not worth it for many men. Why is dating so frustrating for men? I was initially drawn to the red pill because of frustrations in dating, and I need help getting out. Please change my view. Excellent. I shared my thoughts about this earlier on at the beginning of the show, a little bit about it, so I'm not going to say it again. I'm going to save it for when I actually get to this. And you see here it says, I am 20 male in the USA who is fairly average looking. This is from the perspective of a 20-year-old male in the USA who is fairly average looking. Same guy that posted the same thing in the forum, Dating Advice for Men. And he asked here how to make dating easier for me. So he put it in two different areas. He's trying to get different responses, or he's trying to see how similar the responses are. Is there any commonality to the responses by posting in two different forums? So that's going to be interesting. So let's go back to full screen and cue up some royalty-free YouTube music and come back for another, 45 minutes at the most, or maybe a little less than that. All right. But first, the chat. Queen says, I never liked the Brady Bunch. Okay, that's your opinion. That's cool, Queen. I get it. All right. Let's cue up that music. Let's cue it up. And if Specialized Cycling Club is still around, Sicily 810, I have a surprise for you when I re-enter the show, brother. I have a surprise for you, bro. I think you know what it is by now. So, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for another, maybe like a 8 or 9 minute break. And when we get back, we'll get to those other Reddit postings. Stick around. We'll be right back. back. We're back. Oh, man. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here we go. I wonder if 810 is still here. I bet not. I bet he left. Surprise me. Specialized Cycling Club, a.k.a. Sicily 810. Yeah, baby. Ethan Mixel, double helix. Yeah. Yeah, all right. All right. It's time to settle down. Settle down. Settle down. All right. All right. Cool. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Yes, I told you I would come back into the third and final segment in style with Ethan Mixel's Double Helix from the YouTube audio library, my favorite song out there. Let's get back to it. All right. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/LifeCoachEli. We usually simulcast live on Facebook as well, but there were some glitches tonight. I explained at the beginning of the show. If you want to find out what happened, go back and check out the replay. But we're still also broadcasting live. We're simulcasting live still on DLive. And if you're over there, you want to come over to YouTube and participate in the chat, youtube.com/LifeCoachEli. While you're there, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. So that way, if there are glitches anywhere else, it will always work on YouTube. And before we get right back to it, let's let Ethan Mixel finish this up the right way and lead us back into the third and final segment. Properly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Settle down, coach. You got a show to run. Settle down, coach. You got a show to run. Greetings, club, says BBB2. Your brother's in the house. Wow, you guys are both here. Still here, brother, with the arms, with the guns, right? The big guns, right? It's all good. It's all good. So let's get back to the show here. Tonight we're discussing dating in 2021 feels like a job interview, and women are the hiring managers. One more time. Dating in 2021 feels like a job interview, and women are the hiring managers. Now, a real quick update here on my YouTube channel. I checked on the YouTube Studio app while I was on break, the status of this stream, and it has already been demonetized. So we're going to request manual review right now. And YouTube's artificial intelligence thinks that it's not advertiser friendly. Okay, so we're under review. Like literally, the last 5 streams of mine have been demonetized midstream. But guess what? I submitted for manual review, and they're all green. And that just goes to show that you can't. The system is not perfect. The system is not as smart, as people may think it is, right? It was just put in place because YouTube had to do that to appease the advertisers. All of my content is very advertiser friendly. Obviously, if not, they wouldn't all be getting, reverted back to green or overturned from what the computer says, right? The computer doesn't, understand context or understand emotions. It's a damn computer, for Christ's sake. Just kind of wanted to mention that. So, not making any, well, I wouldn't say any ad revenue off these streams that people are watching live, but it's limited to advertisers that sponsor yellow icon content. And there are a lot more now. So heck, I may be still getting some ad revenue. So don't let those yellow icons, if you're a monetized channel, get to you, folks. Submit it for manual review. And most of the time, if your content is decent like mine and ad friendly like mine, they'll overturn it. All right, let's get right back to it here. Specialized Cycling Club. Big John has the big guns and the big F-250, brother. You remember Big John? Yeah. He's still running his Prepare Mind channel. He's got like 80,000 subs. He hasn't grown a lot on that channel, but he has a pretty good base. It's been following him for a while. And he's making a little extra money through merch and ad revenue and live streams and super chats and all that. But I think Big John ended up moving out of California. I think he's in a different state now. I think he got tired of living in California. He used to live in Northern California, but way on the other side, like literally like 5, almost 6 hours away from me. He was basically near the Nevada border and probably about like an hour or a little less than an hour northwest of Reno, Nevada. So I think he moved though. But Big John he was one of the best MGTOW content creators that said it as it is. I learned a lot from Big John. I mean, I knew a lot of the content that Big John, I knew what Big John was talking about. I mean, I understood that stuff, but the way Big John explained it was funny, it was entertaining, and it really helped uplift guys that were going through breakups. I mean, I was, when I came across Big John's MGTOW's Freedom channel before YouTube shut it down over 4 years ago, I had just gone through a breakup after 2 exes ago cheated on me. And yeah, was I angry and bitter a bit? Yes. But, I didn't let that get me from moving forward. And that's how I found my next wonderful lady, Dana. So yeah, I remember Big John. MGTOW's Freedom, bro. Of course. All right. Let's switch back to the browser source here. Come on. Why aren't you popping on in there? There you go. Sorry for the temporary glitch there for a second. You were seeing the colored wooden background instead of the website. All right. This is from the subreddit, relationship_advice. Why is online dating so popular? Because it's like a job interview to me. Basically, I find all online dating sites, speed dating, and all modern dating convention all devolve into a relationship HR experience where people write a resume. Sir, write is not spelled in that case, in that context. RIGHT. It's WRITE. Pretend to be something with our revealing, I think you meant to say without revealing any personal information. Man, dude, you need some help. Advice would be appreciated. Well, if I was your HR manager, if you were trying to apply for a job and I was a hiring manager, the HR manager, man, I mean, I wouldn't even interview you. Not with the grammar and spelling like that. But anyway. Medium that does not involve writing. RIGHTING. See, I see what you did there. No, he just misspelled it, man. I don't get it. Isn't he saying it right? WRITE. Oh, snap. You got him good. Call the grammar police. We've got a perp. You made me let out a psycho laugh in the middle of the night. Now my neighbors, NEIGHBOURS, probably from the UK, I think that's how they spell it there, think I am crazy. Online dating can be really personal and informative if you do it right, though I can see why you might feel otherwise. Profiles shouldn't be written like resumes, and conversations shouldn't be carried out like interviews. I agree. Let me repeat that again. There it is. It's not about not getting to know each other and asking questions like an interview, but don't write it. Don't write your profile like a resume, and don't speak your conversations and carry them out like it's an interview, right? Be natural. Be yourself. Pretend to be something with our SIC revealing any personal information. People present themselves this way offline too. They do. It's more apparent online because you can talk to a large amount of people much quicker. Let's face it, a date is a job interview. If you want to make it one, that doesn't make it natural, but I get what you're comparing it to. That lasts all night. The only difference between a date and a job interview is not many job interviews. Is there a chance you'll end up naked at the end of it? Jerry Seinfeld. I got to give that one a big round of applause. That was good. And I used to love Seinfeld. Seinfeld was one of my favorite shows in the 90s. That was great. That was great. I found a partner online, but it wasn't through online dating, and neither of us were looking for a relationship. Well, that's great. That's the best way to do it. That means it was natural, right? Nothing happening in the chat. Okay, we're good. Well, just do it. People are having to condense all the dating shit you do into short things, so it seems faster than the normal progression of dating. If you want to meet someone you click with, this is as good a method as any, so as long as you are willing to devote time to getting to know someone before emotions and probably sex get involved. Well, here's the thing. The only way online dating works is the same way in-person dating works. Okay? Listen, it's not about rushing things, but if you don't move through the process quickly, then you're not naturally progressing. So while women say, I don't want to rush through this, in essence, they're trying to slow down the natural flow of progression, or maybe they're talking to multiple other guys, and they're focused on another guy that they're moving through the process more quickly with, and they want to keep you on backup status, right? The truth of the matter is, if there's attraction between two people, okay, you see each other's pictures, you like each other's pictures, you write back and forth a little bit through the app, you exchange numbers, you text a little, you get to the phone, you have a nice conversation, you feel an emotional and mental spark, stimulation, then you meet and you see if you feel it in person, and then typically within the first, second, or third date, you're going to have sex. And if you don't, it's not going to work. All of my relationships that have worked from online dating, that's how it happened. We talked through the app briefly, we liked each other's pictures, we traded cell phone numbers, we texted, we got on the phone that same night or the next night. We felt a good connection. We met right away within a day or two. And by the second date, we had sex and it turned into a relationship. Now, that may sound like, oh, you're moving too fast. Well, here's the thing. It's not about moving too fast. It's about moving with someone that feels right. If you have that right person and you don't seize that moment, they're going to think you're not into them, and then they're going to move out to somebody else. So that's why I don't think there's a right or a wrong time for things to happen. I think things are either meant to be or they're not meant to be. And if they're meant to be, why prolong something that's meant to be? Just because in the past you took a chance with a guy, ladies, you slept with him on the first night and then he didn't call you again. Not every guy's like that. So don't hold that against other guys that there is a chance of something coming out of it. Because any guy, even good guys, if there's an opportunity for sex to happen and you don't let it happen, ladies, that's the last time, at least I will see you. Because you didn't seize the moment. If you didn't seize the moment when it felt right, then you're never going to seize the moment, and I'm not going to invest any more time in you. All right, let's go to the next one here. Change my view. Dating is not worth it for many men. Why is dating so frustrating for men? I was initially drawn to the red pill because of frustrations in dating, and I need help getting out. Please change my view. Okay? This guy was a part of MGTOW. He's been red pilled severely, meaning that he's been told to withdraw from women, not date women, not sleep with women, not marry women. He's a young 20-year-old man, and you're asking a young 20-year-old man with a large amount of testosterone and a purpose to reproduce with that testosterone to not do that, that's wrong. So these last two postings, this guy posted the same thing in two different forums, and we're going to see how the responses are in the comment section between both. I'm going to read probably 3 or 4 or 5 comments from each section, but let me read his posting first. I am 20 male in the USA who is fairly average looking. I don't know about you, but from my experience, guys are still pretty much the only ones who put in any effort. Meanwhile, most women get a pass for being flat out lazy and boring. Yeah, because if they're hot, that's all most guys care about, but you should care about more than that. If they're lazy and don't enjoy doing things besides just looking all pretty and hot, I want nothing to do with them. Dating is like a job interview for guys in a tough job market where the employee has to prove himself, and she, the employer, isn't even willing to meet halfway and will most likely not even contact him in case he didn't get the job. Right. A lot of employers nowadays won't even tell you we've decided to go with another applicant unless you call them and ask them. It's just a known thing. Not even I'm not interested anymore. It's just ghosting. That's the way it is nowadays. That's just the way it is everywhere. So guys get used to it. And gals get used to it too. Guys do it too. Women seriously claim to want equality, but they don't want to put in equal effort for anything. That's because the beta males like you, sir, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mons. You put these women on a pedestal and you give them unlimited options to behave this way. If all the betas became alphas, then guess what? It would be the guys that are the hiring managers, not women, for dating, right? You beta males are empowering women to be the hiring managers of the dating world. Except for me. I don't let that happen. Let's see. The guy is the one who has to make the first move. Well, that's a masculine thing. It's masculine energy. Most likely pay initially. Well, I like doing that. If a woman deserves my time, I'm going to want to pay for it. It makes me feel more masculine. That's masculine energy to pay. Be funny and exciting. Convince her he's different from other guys. Well, just be yourself. That's how you're different. Be interesting over text, only to get half-assed answers if he's lucky. If she's half-ass answering you, then go and talk with a woman that's not going to half-ass answer you. I make fun of the women that half-ass answer me, right? And I make content out of it, dude. Text early enough such that she remains interested, but not so early as to seem desperate and needy. You know what? Screw that shit. Listen, you don't have to overly text. What I do is I text and I put women in the position of where it's up to them to respond. If they're busy, I'll say, okay, you have my number, figure out your schedule, and feel free to reach out to me anytime when your time permits to arrange a call. You put it back on them, and then you go on to another one, and you forget about their existence. If they reach out to you out of the blue, like this other woman did today, and I already have another phone call with another woman I started talking with today and wants to move to the phone immediately, which is better, then you deal with them, like I'll message this woman later tonight and maybe arrange a call with her tomorrow, see if she's available. But it sounds like to me, dude, you don't have enough options to have the abundant mindset. So you're acting, if you have many people in the queue, if you have a lot of options, dude, you're not going to have time to even come off needy. The guy has to be the one to do everything while women get a free pass for being boring, uninteresting, and putting in no effort. That's because you guys are putting hot women on a pedestal solely on the fact of them being hot. You're not looking at the personality. It doesn't matter. You just want to get your dick wet. Women expect so much from guys. That's because of the beta males empowering the women by giving them everything. The beta male provider, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, especially over text. Then give half-assed answers because so many guys are hitting her up. She just doesn't know where to start. Well, if you texted her in a way that was different than all these other guys, you might catch her attention. You might spark her emotion or emotions to get more of her attention or all of her attention. Dude, why don't you think of it that way? Why don't you be the one that stands out and be different, dude? And as an average-looking guy with little to no experience in dating, well, you're 20 years old, dude. Welcome. Welcome to the wonderful world of modern day dating. Why would she give me the time of day when all these smooth, good-looking guys with a proven track record with women are also talking to her? Dude, you got to learn to be that smooth guy. And it's not about being a smooth, player operator. It's about just loving yourself. It's being confident. It's about not overvaluing women because of their P. You know, the P is the thing below their waist, right? Right? The P or the V, right? Right? Dude, you're overvaluing the P, right? And you're devaluing your P below your belt, sir. Your P or your D, however you want to say it. I'm trying to not say things that, will keep me demonetized. When I go in the manly review, I want to get approved. But you know what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, why would she give me the time of day when all these smooth, good-looking guys with a proven track record with women are also talking to her? Well, dude, do you love yourself? Don't you have any self-confidence? If in your head you know you're the most awesome guy on the planet, in your head, you don't put that out there publicly because then you come off as conceited and selfish. In your head, if you love yourself that much, dude, you're going to beat out these guys if it's meant to be. If not, it may be meant to be with a different woman. Dude, you can't let 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 women, get you down like this, bro. You got to have the abundant mindset. There are thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of single women out there, bro. Then there are also the mixed signals women give about their dating preferences. Women claim to want the guy who listens to them and can have emotional one-on-one conversations with them about life, but then go after the exact opposite, the typical party boy who can't have a deep combo to save his life. Well, that's because that's the alpha Chad. Women go for that guy because he's confident, he's not putting her on a pedestal, he's not kissing her ass, he's in great shape, he's a great lover, and he's fulfilling her sexual needs, which is important to a woman. That's the first thing that's important to her. Then the rest of everything else comes into play. The emotional bond and the spiritual connection and the mental and all that, right? It's like paying for an overpriced ticket to ride what is most likely an average roller coaster with a lot of mileage on it, sir. A lot of these women have lots of miles on them nowadays. But before that, having to go through an extremely difficult obstacle course and assuming you make it past that, wait in a really long line of other guys for the chance to maybe ride the roller coaster while all these other guys women claim to hate get to ride for free because, dude, they have self-confidence. And they're texting these women in ways that stand out amongst 100 other guys. Do you think these women I'm talking with right now are not talking to 100 other guys or have 100 or 200 other options? Why are they choosing me? Number one, I'm a decent-looking guy. I'm in decent shape. I dress nice. And I know how to talk to them in ways that most of the other guys don't even have a clue, like you. So I stand out. You got to stand out. So yeah, women make things unnecessarily difficult, and men are slowly realizing that the potential return on their emotional investment is mediocre at best. Dude, you're acting like a woman right now. You're acting like, I don't know if you're angry and bitter. I mean, you're basically like you're feeling sorry for yourself. There's the way to put it, dude. You're feeling sorry for yourself, and that's unattractive not only to women, to even a guy like me, dude. I'd be like, dude, come on, dude. Check below your belt and make sure your nuts are still intact, brother. By the way, I understand women get hundreds of disgusting and even outright harassing messages both online and in person. Yeah, and when they're talking with you, they have to figure out quickly if you're one of those guys or if you're a good guy. So give them a reason that you're a good guy with what you write and make sure it stands out amongst all other good guys too. But what would you rather do? Would you rather be in a position to sort through a bunch of bad vegetables and still find multiple good ones without having to put in the effort to grow them? Or would you rather be in a position to try hard to grow at least a few average vegetables, only to find yourself lucky to have 2 or 3 vegetables at all and only have one vegetable that's somewhat edible? Dude, I know what you're saying there. And dude, you're having an emotional moment, dude. Dude, you're feeling sorry for yourself, dude. And it's kind of pathetic, dude, but you're 20 years old, so I can't really hold that against you. I don't know about you, but I would love to be in a position to pick and choose. Well, then put yourself in a position like me, where I pick and choose. I've got 2 women that want to talk with me tonight, and possibly a third one. And now I've got to tell the other ones, I'm not free to talk tonight, I'm going to talk with you tomorrow. Dude, you got to have the abundant mindset. You can't just sit there and let one or two experiences with a woman make you feel this way. I don't know about you, but I would love to be in a position to pick and choose. Have multiple high-quality employers fight for me, to continue the employer metaphor, and to be able to ghost people. Dude, you don't want to ghost people if you don't have to. That's the wrong mentality. But you can put yourself in a position where women are chasing you by being a man and not letting this stuff faze you and having lots of options. I am open to changing my view, and please do. I don't want to quit dating this early in life. Then don't, bro. Don't listen to these MGTOW guys, especially these angry and bitter red pill guys that have been married and got divorced and had half their assets taken because their marriage failed. See, a lot of these guys in the MGTOW community, the red pill guys that have withdrawn, okay, they never will admit the mistakes they made in their marriage that got them divorced. They blame the woman for everything. Like, guys, here's the thing. Sometimes it is the woman's fault, but other times it's the man's fault. And the bottom line is this. As a man, one of the most attractive things to a woman is admitting when you're wrong, accepting certain things are going to be a certain way, and being able to handle your emotions. And dude, here, your emotions are running all over the place. Dude, you're acting like a woman here. That's why you're repelling women too. You're not masculine enough, right? So why would a woman want to be with a man like you when she can just hang out with her girlfriends instead? You're acting like a woman, dude. Now, I was going to go through some comments here, but I think I'm going to just cut it off right here. It's really not necessary, and I may do a second show to go over the comments on this at some point, but I just wanted to show you what this guy wrote. He did actually write this on both forums. If you guys want to go to these Reddit forums, just go to X Red Pill, EXREDPILL, and then the other one is Dating Advice for Men, and you'll find this posting there. This was 21 days ago. I'm not going to share the links in the description. I'm trying to keep my description section as clean as possible, but if you want to go rewind this on the replay and see where these postings are at, you can check out the comments. But that's where I'm going to wrap it up here tonight at 2 hours and 29 minutes. Queen is out there looking for trolls. And they've been pretty good tonight, huh, Queen? We really haven't been trolled tonight, huh? That's pretty good. I'm happy. Very happy about that. So, anyway, give me a second here. All right. Let me move back over to full screen. Thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey. Thank you to Specialized Cycling Club, BBB2. Lewis Fuller was here at the beginning of the show. Maybe he'll stick around for an entire show at some point. It'd be nice to have him. And Paul Simmons was here. And I think that's it. Okay. With that being said, have yourselves a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.